Hi there, this trap is called the stain on the Steinitz. It's in the Spanish Ruy Lopez Steinitz variation. After e4 and e5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop b5 is the Spanish Ruy Lopez, and d6 is the old, very conservative Steinitz defense. So white can take the center with d4, threatening to push on to d5, so bishop d7 is logical, breaking the pin. White develops knight c3 after knight f6 by black and castles. This is where black goes wrong. Black could play a move like e takes on d4 or bishop e7, all with a round equality but with a cramped game for black. If instead black goes for this fianchetto defensive line, aiming to place the bishop on g7, well, that's a serious waste of a move because that bishop has an adequate exit square on e7. So white can take advantage of black's loss of tempo by simplification, and white has several decent moves here: rook e1 or bishop g5, but I like the text move bishop takes on c6, very direct. And after recapture, bishop takes on c6. Now d takes on e5. White's threatening to win a pawn. Black can go two directions here. If d takes on e5, we're likely to see queen takes on d8 with rook takes d8, and now white gains a pawn with knight takes e5. Black follows suit and gets a pawn back. But then after knight takes on c6, knight takes on c3, white throws in a check, rook e1, and after king d7, then knight takes on d8 is going to leave white seriously ahead, at least an exchange up. Going back to, instead of knight takes on e4 here, what happens if bishop takes on e4? Then bishop g5 is pinning the knight on f6. After bishop e7, rook e1 looks again winning for white, with the bishop on e4 under fire. So going back again, and we're in this position here after d takes on e5. White's going to try, black's going to respond then by the immediate knight takes on e4, and to which e takes on d6 is one way white can continue with advantage. Also conferring perhaps a greater advantage for white is knight takes on e4 immediately now, because after bishop takes on e4, rook e1, hitting the bishop can be met by d5 and then bishop f4, bishop g7, and knight g5, hitting the bishop and bishop to f5. Again, decent position here for white. So going back again, instead of knight, after knight takes on e4, white is going to try not knight takes on e4. Also good is e takes on d6, and then black will follow knight takes on c3, hitting the queen, but the king, black king, so exposed on e8 there, rook e1 only natural. The knight drops back to interpose on e4, but queen d4 now is hitting the rook as well as the knight on e4. So rook g8 is going to be met by rook takes on e4, bishop takes e4, queen takes e4, check, forcing king d7. So how can white make progress here? Well, knight e5 is check. That's sending the king over to the queen side, king c8, and now d7 will wrap things up beautifully. Check, sending the king to b8, and now queen d5 is hitting f7. It's defending the pawn on d7. If black here develops with bishop d6, then this is where white finishes it off with a fork on the queen, knight c6, check, queen, forcing the capture of the knight. B takes on c6, but now mate in two after queen b3, check, forcing black to interpose with bishop b4, queen takes b4 is checkmate. So this has been called the stain on the Steinitz in the Spanish Ruy Lopez Steinitz variation. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.